I know of so many people who are constantly questioning themselves or asking God, why is my life the way that it is? Why am I struggling with this? Why can't I get past this or move past that? Why am I not growing here or getting better there? And the way I respond to that is, do you know the truth about the situation or the circumstance? Because believe it or not, the main reason a lot of people are dealing with what they're dealing with today is because of one of three things. Either one, they don't know the truth. Two, they refuse to accept the truth. Or three, they know the truth, they accept the truth, but they refuse to live and adjust their life according to it. And to me, if it's the first thing or the second thing, then I could somewhat understand it, right? Because you just don't know. But if it's the third thing, you know better, and you just refuse to do better, then you have no one else to blame but yourself. It's that simple. I mean, what better way to live than like royalty? Knowing the truth about situations or circumstances that you're dealing with makes them easier to solve and overcome. Things we come up against in life oftentimes feel like a burden. They add stress. They cause us to feel oppressed or like we're in bondage or even in prison in some ways. However, when you understand the truth, when you understand the reality, when you understand the facts, you automatically feel a sense of relief because now you can operate more freely with that knowledge. And that brings me to a kingdom key that I want to share today, which is found in the Gospel of John. And this is when Jesus was talking, and he said that you should know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Now, just like everything else Jesus said, this is applicable to every area in life, whether it be friends, whether it be finances, it can be work, it can be relationships, it can be simple things like even driving or cooking. This same principle applies, but you have to operate off the truth, right? You have to operate off his truth, off the facts, off what we know is the reality. You can't operate off emotions. And that's how we sometimes get ourselves in these positions where we feel burdened and weighed down and stressed out because of certain things that we're dealing with. Because we're operating based on how we feel versus based on what we know. You take your friends, for example. If you know a friend is irresponsible and not reliable, why would you lend them your car? Why would you constantly lend them money, right? If you're in a relationship or in a marriage and you know that your spouse doesn't like a certain thing or they do like a certain thing, then you're going to make sure that you kind of abide by what you know is true and what they respond well to, and that will bring about a happy house, right? Happy spouse, happy house. So in these things, if we know the truth or we know what is a better way of doing things, why wouldn't we not do it, right? So again, you should know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. This will help you live a free life. And every day we're presented with facts, with science, with quantifiable evidence about why things are the way that they are, or why they should be a certain way, or why they have to function a certain way. However, none of these things even scratch the surface of real truth. This brings me to what Jesus was talking about. Now, what he was talking about is way deeper than just situational or circumstantial truth. Jesus wasn't talking about simple truth like truth versus lies or nothing. He was talking about divine truth, revelatory truth, truth about life, about creation, about God, about morals, about all of those things that we don't necessarily think about in our day-to-day lives. So this truth is God's truth. This is how God sees and how he created everything to function. So this is the truth about anything and everything that is. There's no other way to put it, which is like, it's a lot to try to understand and take in. And it's even impossible for us to try to understand it all because our brain just can't contain it because it's just too much. You can't, as a human, understand the truth about everything that is everything. But God will constantly reveal more and more truth to you. And that truth that you know allows you to live and function and take advantage of life the way that you're supposed to, because now you understand the reality about how things are supposed to be. And you can live according to that, which is, again, a spiritual principle that will never fail. If you're living according to the truth, it will always prosper your ways. But one thing I really want to make sure I say about this is that even if you don't understand the divine truth and the real and correct right way of doing certain things, even if you just know the wrong way, that's a start, right? Like, That's what religion is right now. That's how far religion has gotten us. It can recognize and help us recognize what's wrong, the way we shouldn't be doing things, or the way that we shouldn't be living, or things that we should stop doing and stay away from. But when it comes to giving us the truth about certain things and giving us the revelation of how to live, religion isn't doing that, right? And that's something that, we can take from religion. Even if we don't know the divine truth and a revelatory truth that's going to change and transform our lives, we can at least understand what's wrong or the bad, and at least stay away from that, because that'll help us get further than, not recognizing things are bad and keep doing it over and over, or not recognizing a process is bad and keep trying that process and running into errors because it was flawed to begin with. Again, this is religion, which is why so many people feel oppressed. So many people feel like they are hopeless or defeated in life, because these religious leaders and people who are a part of religion aren't really giving them the word of God, the truth that will really set them free in their lives to live and experience life the way that we were meant to experience it. And this is why we have to read and understand the word of God for ourselves. This is why we need to study the Bible for ourselves. And I know a lot of people refer to the Bible as basic instructions before leaving earth, but I don't really like to think of it that way. I mean, here in the crowned community, I'm going to start using that. In the crowned community, I don't look at the Bible as basic instructions. I don't need basic instructions. I need keys. I need principles about how to live on this earth, because God gave us this earth to rule as kings and lords. So why am I trying to survive and need basic instructions when I can be given kingdom keys and principles that'll help me dominate, that'll help me live an abundant life, and a life that is way more prosperous, to live the life of royalty like we're supposed to. But I saw one definition of how they define Bible, and it said that it was a library of divine revelations. And I was like, whoo, I like that, because that truly speaks to the transformational power of the Word of God. And I mean, a library of divine revelation, like revelation is life-changing. That is something that you get and you take, that you can apply, and it will always work. Like, you live your life, you build your life on revelation. So this book is a library of divine revelations, meaning everything that's within this is revealed to me to help me live a more prosperous life. And that's what the Bible is. And that is why I'm so disappointed by religion, because they aren't really giving that transformational word of God. The preaching isn't what it should be. The sharing of the word, the teaching of the word isn't what it should be. So we need to really dive into it and learn for ourselves. And I truly, wholeheartedly believe that knowledge is power. However, knowledge within itself is not power. It's only how that knowledge is applied that makes that knowledge powerful. And that's what I want to leave you all with today. Knowledge itself isn't powerful, but the application of knowledge has the power to transform your life. And with that, I hope this video was helpful. So if it was, go ahead and like it. Leave a comment in the section. Let me know what you think. And like I say every time, if you never watch another video or hear another word from me, just remember this. The purpose of life is to live. And what better way to live than like royalty? Peace.